letting Biafra go. But Biafrans will lose a lot by going out of Nigeria. I want to flash your mind to what happened during the Biafran War. During the Biafran War, the small blockage that Nigeria gave to Biafrans made them to even suffer from Kwashiorkor. I am telling you, just small. So let alone just for 3 years, let alone allowing them to go. Loaded Mama, I really want to tell you that no other ethnic group or ethnicity stands to lose more than Biafra if Nigeria divides, because the survival of Biafra lies in Nigeria. We are talking the fact that they are the most traders and immigrants is actually a point now to their vulnerability, that strength, as you know, when they succeed, when they leave Nigeria, most of them are traders. So when they leave from Nigeria, you know, they need a very big environment to trade. And secondly, as a landlocked republic, they don't have water. I'm talking about sea and ocean. This means that the importation of goods through the coastal eastwards will involve payment of tariffs, high cost of transportation of goods, and above all, the population of coastal, they need even importation. They still need Nigeria to import. They don't know sea in Biafra land. We have River Niger. We don't have sea. We don't have ocean. For instance, Biafra is landlocked, and they have to deal with its Nigerian neighbor if they divide in order to access common sea. Those agitators or those people agitating for Biafra, the Nigerian breakup, are they taking all this? Are they thinking for this, that when Nigeria divides, they don't even have access to import goods? They don't have access to even so many things, even food. When you talk about the landed property, houses, shops, hotel, most Biafrans own houses, shops across the country. Now, the Igbos cannot carry their houses or shop or hotel in Kano, Lagos, Abuja, Kaduna back home if Nigeria divides. This immovable investment will be taken over by the host country, Nigeria. The host country, Nigeria, can or will impose prohibitively non-resident tax on property of foreigners. That is, Nigeria now, Biafra becomes foreigners. Now, let me even put this. Ask Igbo people if they have retrieved their property that happened during the war in Rivers State. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much.
It's complete genocide. So I have to make him understand that. And secondly, or thirdly, he made mention of, he said that we don't have sea in Biafra land. It's lie, typical lie. When we talk about Biafra, we are not talking about Igbos alone. We have other ethnicity that makes up Biafra. We have sea in Calabar. We have sea in River State, which is Iwacha. It was just divided and rule order of Nigeria that makes them to name them rivers and all those things. That place is known as Iwacha. They are our people. They are Igbos. They bear Igbo names. They speak Igbo. Aside from that, I want to make all our listeners to understand that Biafra is not for Igbos alone. It's not Igbo cause alone. So, if you are talking about sea, let's assume that we don't have any sea. A country like Malaysia, they don't have sea, but they still do importation. They drill the small river they have, and they are utilizing it. They use it to survive. Understand? So, if you tell me that because of sea, that should be the reason why we shouldn't fight for our freedom, it's understatement. So, he said that Nigeria have nothing to lose as well. Country like Tanzania, country like France, these are people who believe and indulge Biafra during that time. Understand? So I don't think that as you are now, you finish in university, then they will still ask you to go back to primary school. You can accept it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Learn a lot from it.
Exactly.
They will know that when you are going for something, you need to get prepared before you start it. Nigeria as a nation, our fatherland, Biafra is under Nigeria.
Okay.
Igbo people are under Nigeria. It's just like when you have when you are in your family, you have your parents.
Okay.
You're not matured enough. You said you want to go out from the family. You will encounter a lot of problems.
Okay.
You've not finished your education. You've not gotten any work to do. You are just like that. You said you want to be alone. What will you face? That is my own problem.
Okay.
It's not as if Biafra cannot work out.
Okay.
But not now. That is not. This is not the time for it.
Wow.
This is not the way. The way we are following is not the right way. It's not the proper way for us to follow it. Because, loaded mama,
yes.
we have nothing in Igbo land. Nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. But when you look at Igbos in Nigeria,
yes.
we are the richest. Okay. Carry an Igbo man and put in an island, in a forest, he will survive there. An average Igbo man doesn't depend on anybody.
Okay.
So why can't we start from there? Go back home and put our home in order. You said nothing is happening in Igbo land. Is Northerners, are they better than us? No is the answer.
Wow.
The poorest people in Nigeria, they are from the northern side.
Okay.
You can't get such people in Igbo land. We are the ones that are cheating ourselves. If we are thinking about leaving Nigeria, being alone, we have to follow it in a proper way. Proper way is what? We have people that are representing us in Nigeria.
Okay.
We have our representations. We have our senators, people that are in the federal house. Okay. Start from there. They are being given something to do. If you see somebody from your locality, he's not saying anything from year to year, you cannot see him raising his hands on the floor to say something. My brother, my sister, why is that person still there? Go to his home and tell him, my dear, you are not supposed to represent us there. Come back. Okay. From there we can start our own way of it. But fighting that you're not a Nigerian, you want to be alone, and you're not having the support from your parents, how is it going to work? I still repeat my question again. Okay. How many of us that are fighting for this thing that has the support of our parents? Okay. That is my question. Forget about people that are in the government. Your parents that is at home. Your parents that fought the war. Have you asked them if they are in support of it? Okay. If they are not in support of it, ask them why they are not in support of it. Because we are not mature enough to do it.
So you think some of your parents are not in support?
Many. Wow. How many of them are you seeing on television saying something of it? Wow. None of them are saying it. Because they know very well there are proper ways to flow for it. Okay. If we follow in this manner, we are going to lose lives. We've already started losing lives. And that is not the best option for us. Yeah. Nigeria is going to lose the love of your children. That is what they are going to lose. Nothing more. Okay. We don't have the fatherly love again. If we separate ourselves from Biafra. Because those people in government are the people that will still calm down and start doing what they've been doing in Nigeria. So we have to start from them, get the proper people that can rule us, get the proper people that can do things for us, then we can forge ahead from there. You can't just come out from anywhere. You say you want to separate yourself from your home. You want to leave your parents. On what ground? Are you getting that fatherly blessing? Are you getting that parental blessing? You are not getting it. If you don't get it, nothing will work out for you. It's as simple as that. Wow. We are talking about Biafra. I've asked them several. How many states makes out of Biafra? Okay. Typical Igbo states are just 5. Okay. They are including River State. They are putting up Cross River. And every Cross River, and every River State person will tell you, oh, I don't belong in what you are pursuing. Because of what? They will still believe that they will be marginalized. The same thing. So we have to get prepared first before we know what we are pushing. Okay. Not putting people into fight. Not being here, we are here in Ghana, we are shouting Biafra, Biafra. We cannot go home and do it. All our properties are outside. Go and do something at home. Put your place in order. Put your home in order before you talk about Biafra. When your home is in order, know them, mama. Yes. Nobody will tell them, oh, these people, they are doing well.
Biafrans will lose a lot by going out of Nigeria. I want to flash your mind to what happened during the Biafran War. Okay. During the Biafran War, the small blockage that Nigeria gave to Biafrans made them to even suffer from Kwashiorkor. Hey, I am telling you, just small. So let alone just for 3 years, let alone allowing them to go. Loaded mama, I really want to tell you that no other ethnic group or ethnicity stands to lose more than Biafra if Nigeria divides, because the survival of Biafra lies in Nigeria. Wow. We are talking the fact that they are the most traders and immigrants is actually a point their vulnerability, that strength, as you know, when they succeed, when they leave Nigeria, most of them are traders.
Okay.
So when they leave from Nigeria, you know, they need a very big environment to trade.
Okay.
And secondly, as a landlocked republic, they don't have water.
Okay.
I'm talking about sea and ocean.
Okay.
This means that the importation of goods through the coastal eastwards will involve payment of tariffs, high cost of transportation of goods, and above all, the corporation of coastal, they need even importation. They still need Nigeria to import. They don't know sea in Biafra land. We have River Niger. We don't have sea. We don't have ocean.
Okay.
For instance, Biafra is landlocked, and they have to deal with its Nigerian neighbor if they divide in order to access common sea.
Okay.
Those agitators or those people agitating for Biafra, Nigerian breakup, are they taking all this? Are they thinking for this? That when Nigeria divides, they don't even have access to import goods. They don't have access to even so many things, even food.
Okay.
When you talk about the landed property, houses, shops, hotel, most Biafrans own houses, shops across the country.
Okay.
Now, the Igbos cannot carry their houses or shop or hotel in Kano, Lagos, Abuja, Kaduna back home if Nigeria divides.
Okay.
This immovable investment will be taken over by the host country, Nigeria.
Okay.
The host country, Nigeria, can or will impose prohibitively non-resident tax on property of foreigners. That is, Nigeria now, Biafra becomes foreigners.
Okay.
Now, let me even put this. Ask Igbo people if they have retrieved their property that happened during the war in Rivers State. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much. Nigerian people and Biafran, when they listen to this show.
You don't force somebody to come and eat in your house.
Okay.
Somebody said, I'm no more interested in you feeding me, and you still insist. Under duress, that person must surely stay. I am here to make a simple fact and say the truth.
Make the truth.
Because all of them know that things are not working over there in Nigeria.
Okay.
They are just dancing around the bush, trying to make it look as if everything is all good and everything is well. What will Nigeria lose if Biafra leave?
Exactly.
If they know they are not going to lose anything, that Biafra is going to suffer, allow them to go and suffer.
Okay.
Allow them.
Okay.
That is my own simple fact. Why are you now hesitating that they must not leave? You are saying that these people in Biafra land, that they will die of hunger if they go. Are they feeding well now?
Okay. I'm
referring to them. I'm referring to them. Are they feeding well? If they have to be sincere to themselves, are they feeding well now?
Okay.
Is everything all right?
All right.
Can they afford simple when somebody is sick, can he afford to go to hospital and treat himself? Simple amenities, is it there for them to lay on? What are we saying? To me, they knew actually that the people that we sent to go and represent us, these people are minority.
Okay.
Minority will only have their say, and the majority will have their way.
Alright.
They can't do anything. They are okay. I am talking on behalf of the rural poor people in the villages that has nobody to talk for them. You might be in Lagos, you are in Abuja, things are okay for you. What about your home? What about the erosions cutting the whole? Look, Radio Mama.
Yes.
As I'm talking to you now, we have a president, His Excellency Buhari, who is the president of Nigeria.
Yes.
If there is fatherly love, as he said, in Nigeria, why can't our president call? Please, this part of the nation is still agitated after everything.
Okay.
Why can't he call the governors and ask them what is going on? What is the problem?
Okay.
Are you people not getting the allocations? He can checkmate them and call them in order.
Okay.
Call them to come. What is it? Why are your people still making noise after 40-something years down the line? After all the money, after all the allocation, after everything you have been getting your rights, why are your people still making noise? I expect my president, the president of Nigeria, to call the governors in order and ask them this, ask a question, direct them on what to do. He can set a committee or whatever to look into this matter. if you have these people dear to your heart, if these people is the same country with you, if you accept them as your subjects, definitely you have a rethink as the father of the nation. You are the chief security of that nation. Whatever happens in that nation, you must be questioned about it. People are dying. People are agitating. The Biafrans are harmful. I am here just to make the simple fact. I don't know who will join Biafra and who will not join Biafra. But what I'm saying is that let the government centralize whatever that is coming out of the government. Let them form whatever to checkmate the governors, the senators, the House of Rep members. Call them in order. Set inquiry, set committee.
That is for a region that is within a country to just get up and walk away. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. Therefore, that agitation should be put to stop because it is not yet right. We Nigerians as an entity, there's a sovereignty that governs that geographical placement called Nigeria. And that sovereignty is within the commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And therefore, none of its parts can just wake up one morning and say we are going out and they will leave them. It doesn't happen. We know boundaries, nations are fighting over boundaries. Then how much more a region that is within a country? It doesn't happen. Therefore, that's...
So you don't see the possibility of...
for now, there is no possibility. And Nigeria should not allow them. I am saying should not allow them because it is untimely and very, very unnecessary. Why I am saying this is this. We, as an entity called Nigeria, we have formations and democratic settings by which we reach our situations and problems. So if there's any of these units that are not well treated within the policy, there's a formal way to agitate. But let's leave there. Let me go to the points my fellow comrades have made here. One, you see, the eastern zone of Nigeria, you cannot tell right now a very tangible project or a company that exists within that zone. Regardless that they constitute 80% of Nigerian wealth in terms of per head. Because they are traders and they are everywhere in Nigeria. And if not for Nigeria giving them that platform, I don't think they can expand to that extent. And therefore they stand to lose a lot. Comrade mentioned it. If a nation like Nigerians here doing in business, there's a procedure. There's a per capita you have to raise before you can do business. And when such a thing happens in Nigeria and they succeed, they are Biafra as a nation, then Nigeria will come back and say, look, your capital base to operate in our country has to be this. And 80% of their businesses, all the turnkey businesses you do, trade-wise, are being handled by them. So it's going to cost them a lot. Many of them will fold. And when they go back, it will be a difficult situation. Now, let me tell you, in Nigeria, we are diversified. We know the Benue State to be the food and basket of Nigeria. The Biafra land, we know them to be the traders, but not the agricultural people. There's no agrarian within that zone. There is, even if they cannot produce enough food that will feed them. Because 80% of the food they use is being brought from the north. The tomato they use comes from the north. The yam they eat comes from Benue State. The carrot, onions, everything are imported. Their land is not arable land. They have savanna land. You cannot plant those kind of crops there. So apparently they live on importation. And when the 80% of your food is being imported outside, you know what it's going to be. That is one. Now two, given to what the other person said, I am coming to the point that one, if you want to succeed, what gives a nation the power is economic power. Now there is no industrial base plan within this region. No industrial base. If you come to Lagos State, we have industrial area, Lagos State. Bulky one, we have in Kano State, we have in Ibadan. There is none in the eastern zone. So from what format are they going to do? The one that is growing now individually is in Lewi, who has come up. Many of them are investing in their areas. But these other zones of Biafra, none of them, 80% of big industries, private industries we have in Lagos are owned by Igbo people. Go to the north, the same thing. If they were thinking of this, they should have been able to invest in their areas. Go there. What do Igbos do? Christmas period, they go home. When they go home, after the Christmas, they move out again. These are people who are always on migration. Now take a cue. Their leader, Nnamdi Kanu, dresses like an Israeli. Which means spiritually, they claim to come from Israel.
I disagree with him totally. Because you see, they are saying this because they don't even think of their own home.
Oh, I see.
Because if they think of their home, they will know that Biafra is a land of where they come from. It's their fatherland.
Okay.
So whatever you are doing outside, or maybe, okay, let us know we are in Ghana here. Okay. Many of us are building house in Ghana here.
Yes.
Okay, there's no way. Okay, let's say we are going back to Nigeria or we are going back to Biafra, and you are saying that because I'm not a Ghanaian, I'm going to lose my property. No. Okay. They are only afraid that when Biafra come, they are going to lose their property, which is wrong.
Wow.
When Biafra come, it become the 16 country that makes ECOWAS.
Okay.
That means there is no one is going to lose his property.
Okay.
If you like, you build in Abuja, build in Lagos, you have your documents.
Okay.
You have everything that makes you the owner of that very property.
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of fighting what belongs to you. What belongs to you is Biafra. Biafra belongs to you.
Okay.
It is your fatherland.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if you are here telling me that Biafra has nothing, they cannot feed themselves, they cannot survive, how do you know?
Oh, but you just said that they are from
after the 1966 and 1967 to 1970 war.
Yes.
Have Nigeria fielded Biafra? Wow. Have you one day called them and said, okay, have this to help you build up your country?
Yeah.
You did not. But go there today, they have a very big development. They are doing well on their own.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
When you go to Biafra land today, you find out that some roads, they are the only bad road you get in Biafra land is Federal Road. They call it Federal Road.
Okay.
Why? Because individual cannot do it. Okay. Even the governor himself cannot do it. They will say it's federal that will do it. And the federal is not coming there.
Okay.
They only send the representative to go and represent them and check if the road is okay or not. They will only go and write in paper. At the end, they will not visit there and see if the thing is done or not.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So what our brother here is saying, I totally disagree with him.
Oh,
if he wants to be sure of what is happening in Biafra, let him go there and witness it by himself.
Alright.
Let him go with his own leg and see what is going on there. People are suffering every day, dying every day, and you are sitting and telling me that they will not survive if you let them go. Let them go and die.
Okay, so what if Biafra go gain by going?
Yes, if Biafra
and what if Nigeria go lose?
If Nigeria has nothing to lose.
Ah!
Nigeria has nothing to lose.
Okay.
If they let Biafra go,
good.
They has nothing to lose.
Okay.
If Biafra go, Biafra also has nothing to lose.
But they get something to gain. People. They get something to gain.
Yes.
Oh, good.
They can be able to invest their hard-working money.
Okay.
In their own land. In Biafra land today, you cannot invest your money anyhow without EFCC doing one or two things.
Okay.
Which is very bad. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So if they let us go, we can be able to exercise our rights as a citizens.
Wow. Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yes, I'm getting
so, for my brother sitting and telling me that Biafra will lose, do that, we die, and Pashoka, all those things, they are just joking. They are joking. They are insulting their own fathers and their own lineage.
On a more serious note,
yes.
When my opponents were talking, I was extremely astonished. I was exasperated. I was aghast. I was dazzled. I was flabbergasted. I was traumatized because all of them could not even make a single point. I need to apologize for what I said before, that most of them are illiterate, but 91% are illiterate. Okay. 4%. 5% are dropouts, while 4% are literate, like this my brothers here. So they are the educated, the minor educated ones. Oh. So because of that, they don't even understand what is going on.
So you mean all this when they talk?
I am telling you that when you summarize everything, they could not even, they were just rigmaroling on the same point, trying to defend, but they couldn't make a single point. I was trying to understand what they were saying, but I couldn't understand anything. The question is, what will Biafra lose?
Exactly.
What will Nigeria lose?
No, what will Nigeria
will gain? They couldn't make a point. I mentioned about food, that we cannot feed ourselves. The Biafrans.
Okay.
But there's something I want to let you know, Mama. The person that needs one Nigeria is a Biafran. Okay. When you go to those people they are calling Biafran, I call them Igbos. I am an Igbo.
Alright.
When an Igbo man builds, are those educated one in Nigeria. In Biafra land they are talking the Igbos. When they build this house, they put even an Hausa man as a gate man. Oh. They put somebody from Bayelsa as housemaid. Okay. They put somebody from Yoruba as even a gardener. then they are Igbo. So every educated Igbo man has full representation of one Nigeria in his house.
Okay.
So about 80% or 100% of houses built on the Igbo soil are being, secured by those people they call Hausa.
Wow.
So in this case, you find out that the Igbo man, the educated Igbo man is the man who supports one Nigeria. So I am telling them that they should make a point. Tell me what Biafra will gain. My brother said he was confused. He said Nigeria will not lose, Biafra will not lose. He didn't make any points. My own brother here said Biafra is harmful. My own brother here could not even make a single point. So my mind was burning in curiosity. I was perplexed, trying to know exactly the point they are trying to make. So what I need to tell them is this. He was saying, why would allow them go? If you see a stubborn child trying to jump to the road or to a moving train, if you are a caring father like Nigeria, you will not allow that child to go and die. Wow. I have answered this question.
Wonderful.
He's reading it from his phone. I have not seen him make any point as well. Okay, let me make the point for you. Hold on.
Okay.
Look, whatever Nigeria has failed to achieve, Biafra will achieve it. Employment,
You will make a contribution.
electricity,
Okay.
development. You are calling the Biafrans semi-illiterate or whatever statement you use. You have to be decorate with your statement, my brother. Okay? They will be able to educate their people. They will have communication. The government will be very close to the people.
Yeah.
Because government is very far from the rural area. Okay?
Yeah.
The country is not existing as one. You don't want to be frank to yourself. If you really want to be frank to yourself, you know that what we are saying is the truth. Why are you here in Ghana?
Okay.
Why are you here in Ghana? If you are so educated as you claim to be, why can't you go to Nigeria and contribute to the development of that country? Why can't you use your own IQ and be able to contribute to the development of the country? Let them have at least common electricity. Whatever that Nigeria failed to achieve, believe me, loaded mama, Biafra will achieve it.
Okay.
There is so many countries that are as small as Biafra that are doing critically well today.
Okay.
United Arab Emirates are desert land.
Okay.
But go there and see.
Okay.
This man has not been to anywhere. That's why he's here just,
He come the broken English.
Yeah, he has not. If he has been to so many places, he will see that so many countries, Biafra land is more better than them. And they are still in existence comfortably.
Okay.
24 hours electricity. What the Biafrans are asking is common thing.
Okay.
Common thing. That's what they are asking.
Yes.
When it is not 9 months, what is it being called? Premature birth.
Okay.
And automatically the baby will be put into an incubator.
Yeah.
I don't want the Biafra to go into incubator. Because we are not due for that.
Okay.
That is my own point.
Okay.
There are ways to follow things. You cannot just come out and say, oh, I don't want to be in your house again. When your father is still training you, you don't have food. You don't have anything.
Okay.
You are not well trained.
So you are still insisting that Biafra can't stand on their own?
For now, now is not the time for it.
So they know
now is not the time for it.
Wow.
Because we are not getting the support from our parents. That is my problem.
Okay.
You see, all of us that are agitating for this,
Yes.
none of them is up to 50 years.
Oh,
that is my problem, Lord.
wow.
Let us go and ask, let us go home, ask our parents why they are not supporting us. Their reasons is what?
Yes.
Please, my dear, you are in Ghana. You have your resources, you have a lot of things in Ghana.
Okay.
You are in Lagos. You are investing in Lagos. You are in northern part of Nigeria. You are investing there.
Yes.
How many have you invested in Igbo land? Bring those things back to Igbo land. If Igbo land is okay, then you see, it would be very easy for us to flow as Biafra.
Okay.
Not now. Now is not the time.
Wow.
We don't want to go. I don't want us to go into an incubator. Thereby begging Nigeria to be feeding us through their agriculture. We don't have it. My brother here mentioned it.
Okay.
We are not into that. Wow. If you are not matured, loaded mama, we will go and start begging Nigeria after creating our Biafra. Because the people that will be leading us are those people that are still in Abuja.
And I think maybe he's not a good listener, or maybe he lacks the wisdom of understanding.
Okay.
When he said that we didn't make points.
Okay.
Let me come to Biafra and Nigeria.
Yes.
You see, today in Biafra land,
yes,
there is no federal presence in Biafra land.
Okay.
And we have been in Nigeria, together with Nigeria for close to 47 to 50 years now.
Okay.
And if you go to Biafra land, without being told, you ask me whether this place is a part of Nigeria.
Okay.
But today, I don't know why some people, they always want to politicize everything. Biafra struggle is not politics.
Okay.
It's an ideology. When you say that our fathers are not in support of Biafra, I get shocked. It means that some of them, they are not even following what is happening.
Okay.
They can't even tell history of Biafra or Nigeria.
Okay.
When you say that we cannot feed ourselves, if you go to a place like Abakaleke, we have a very big mass production of rice in Abakaleke.
Okay.
In a place like my place, I came from Bend, the local government in Abia State.
Okay.
We have everything. Even if you see a yam in our land, a child of 10 years cannot carry it. One yam. I'm not saying two bags when they pack it. One.
Okay.
So he's telling me that we cannot feed ourselves. We don't have anything. It's just I get confused whether they are part of Nigerians.
Okay.
Because if you're in Nigeria, you will know.
Okay.
Maybe if he was born in Ghana, they are in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because if he's talking,
but he said he's an able man.
if you go to a place like Ebonyi State,
Yes.
the only federal presence in Ebonyi State is only federal prison.
Okay.
There is nothing, no structure that belongs to federal
Okay.
in Ebonyi.
Alright.
You go to you come to infrastructure. The road they call federal road.
Yes.
Because I don't see it's not qualified to be named federal road.
Alright.
The road that lead from Enugu State to Port Harcourt. If you go there, loaded mama,
Yes.
you will never, agree to visit Biafra land again. You are telling me that we should believe in those leaders who have been there representing us for many years and have nothing to offer. Can't they go and study about our past leader, Sam Bakwe? Sam Bakwe, if not Sam Bakwe, we wouldn't have even have any state airports in Biafra land.
All right.
He collected, even I contributed when I was in primary school. We contributed 50 naira then in school.
Wow.
This man did it. They do call him then a crime governor.
Okay.
If not such person, if we are to have representatives who behaves like this particular man now, currently, when he speak, we will listen.
Okay.
Because he was representing us fully.
Okay.
You can't tell me now to believe in Nigeria why the people we sent over there, their interest is to focus on their family.
All right.
Not even in their community.
All right, my dear. Thank
No
you
help.
so much. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Basically, I was trying to say something before.
Alright.
Their leader used to dress like a Jew,
Okay.
which means they claim they came from Israel.
Yes.
Now, if they came from Israel, they should trace their history
Okay.
and liken it to how the Jews behave.
All right.
The Jews are very patient people.
Okay.
They study time
Okay.
and they know how to go with time
Okay.
because they follow God.
Wow.
Now, if these people are really from this side, they should know the original Jews who they claim they came from served 400 years in Egypt before God said the time has come.
Okay.
My brother here said it. This movement is untimely.
Wow.
This is not the right time.
Okay.
If it is the right time, they should first of all build your home. You can't fight when your home is not in order. If you are to fight, you must make sure you have the stability so that you can reinforce.
Okay.
My brother mentioned Kwashiorkor.
Okay.
Why Kwashiorkor happened before was because this issue of agriculture, there was no formal agriculture within the eastern zone. All they were doing was palm trees. They were planting palm kernels. That was what they were into palm oil, and which is not a stable food that they should live on every day.
Okay.
So because of that, that economic sabotage happened and it threatened their existence, the Koshoko issue.
Right.
Now, these are points that they should have learned from the history. And that is why our Chief Kenton is saying that their fathers are not aware of what they are doing. Because if their fathers are aware of what they are doing, we call them to order and say, look, these were the mistakes we made previously. And let not this mistake repeat itself again. But as we are standing here now, those same mistakes are in place. One, there is no security within home. There is no food within home. Now you are making an agitation to fight a sovereign nation that has links. No nation recognizes this movement right now. No ECOWAS country recognizes it. The right formation to ECOWAS Parliament, from ECOWAS Parliament to UN Nation, they have not done all those things. So there is no recognition anywhere. As a sovereign nation, Nigeria has the right to say, look, you cannot do this. You have not done this. But given to that, one, if they are prepared and they say it's an ideology, what is the ideology? What have they inculcated into the Biafrans? Now, the port we are talking about, which port? The port in Calabar, the port in Rivers State. The Rivers man does not believe in Biafra. They cannot tell me one of their executive who comes from the rivers. Tell me another executive from Cross River State. When they say that these people, are you going to say all the officers of Biafra or IPOB are all Igbo people? You won't include a Calabar man, or you won't include an Ijaw man. Then how would that Ijaw man believe in your governance? Is it not the same thing that you are claiming that's happening in Nigeria you want to do to those? There are no fools. There are no fools. Therefore, what they should do.
All right, thank you very much, dear friend. And then I open the phone line. The line jammed already. All right, my dear. Fire.
Mama,
yes, my
once again. Yes, like I said before, this platform is a very great one.
Yes.
Like my brother is saying here, I don't see them making sense at all.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Because for him to say that Biafra are calling for war, nobody is calling for war. According to him, I listened very carefully. He was saying that that the person that has not been in home don't need to go and fight. Nobody is calling for war. Nobody is calling for fight.
Wow.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
So what Biafrans are asking is to let them decide if they are Nigerians or not.
Decide.
Let them decide. A call of referendum is not a call of war. So why are they dragging it, fighting and not fighting? Nobody is fighting. These people are still living on the ideology of the old man. That is why you are still referring us to go and listen to the old man.
The latest president.
You understand? So you see, in Nigeria today, what is happening there is not something that somebody will just come and sit down and ask you to go back home and build your home before coming to defend yourself. No.
Wow. So you don't believe in waiting chief?
No. They have no point at all. What they are doing here, they're just trying to play a little politics and make sure that I don't know what they are fighting for. Are you getting me? What they are dragging is act of what we are here for. Because what they are doing, I didn't get any point. What brought us here is what will Nigeria lose and what will Biafra gain. They have never told me what Biafra will gain or what Nigeria will lose. You understand? So what they are saying is they say calling food, calling Koshoko, abusing people of illiterate and not illiterate. No, it's what they are.
All right, Niger people and Biafran people, Ghanaian people and all other nations.